cuff me. Take me to jail so I lose my... Thank you.
Roger, attention.
Make sure, you should Mirandarize him here and make sure he has his firearm on him. He may have ditched it inside of the vehicle.
Yeah. Alright, jail arrangement time. Anything to take care of.
Res D9 is now 10-8.
Otherwise, attorney funds available. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed by the city.
Wait, I need you to pat him, frisk him real quick, and see if he has the gun on him.
You don't frisk here, you frisk in the PD.
No, you can frisk on scene to make sure you didn't drop the damn gun in the car.
No.
Yeah.
You frisk in the PD.
Congratulations.
Justin, I'm a lieutenant. You frisk in the PD.
I don't care what you are, buddy.
Justin, you don't frisk out here. You
Yeah,
frisk in the
yeah, I know, but I just gotta make sure you didn't try to ditch the vehicle.
Justin. He's got it on him.
I didn't.
Okay. Well, I just had to make sure of that. No need to be a salty bastard.
Microphone activated.
Seven Golf 18 will be back tonight. It serves as 1621.
By the way, can you put your call sign in your TeamSpeak name?
No.
Justin. Just
No.
double click on your name and type it in.
It's a lot of work. I'm just kidding. Hold on one second. Let me pull over.
Sound resumed. Sound resumed.
There you are, sweetie pie.
Well, this is 7 Golf 17. I got a possible 1017 in front of hospital.
Microphone muted.
Snowball. What is this guy?
When do they add those?
I don't know, a few days ago, I think. Why does this guy have his lights on?
No reason.
Well, he shouldn't have his lights on.
You're right.
You're not supposed to have your lights on.
I know, and you're not supposed to tell me what to do either.
He did have a weapon on his back. He put it away.
But my point is,
just keep an eye on him.
you have to follow your handbook.
Okay, buddy. Okay.
7 Golf
Yeah,
17.
cool.
Write down a
Can I
fuck
see?
cop's license plate
Can I
for a
see your ID,
1017.
please, sir? Can I see your identification?
No. You don't need to, sir.
I do. You had a firearm on your back. It's either that or I'm going to have to get your identification by putting you in handcuffs. So can you again show me your identification?
Can I ask why?
Because you had a firearm on your back and I need to make sure you have the ability to carry said firearm. Can I have your identification?
That taxi out there
If you don't give me who did a legal U-turn?
taxi out there. He just did in the middle of the road and hit someone.
And y'all are stopping a man for...
Can I have your identification?
You're stopping me? I'd like an actual reason, please.
I gave you an actual reason. There was a firearm on your back, and we have the right to know if you are able and legally allowed to carry it. So can I have your identification?
Well, we were in a green zone, so...
I don't know what a green zone is. I don't know what that is. I'm sorry. I don't. Sorry. I don't know what that is. I don't know what an OOC is either. I'm sorry. Can I have your identification, please?
There's no reason for you to have it.
Can I have your identification, please?
There's no reason for you to have it.
It'll either be that or I'm
Failure
going
to
to put you in
identify.
handcuffs and then take you in for failure to identify. So can I have your license,
Who?
please?
You know you can, like,
Identify,
if he's
mean
cuffed, you
if
can
I
just, like, reach into his
commit a
pocket and take his ID, right?
You are failing to identify.
I don't give my identification. if I commit a crime and I don't give you my ID, then that is failure to identify. But you have no.
No,
valid
sir. I have reason. Yes, I do.
Unless we're in
You had a
agreement right now.
firearm on your back, and I need to make sure you have a legal license to be carrying it. So you're either going to give me the license, or I'm going to have to detain you and then take it from you myself.
I can give you the firearm.
No, you can give me your license. That's what you can do.
Why would I mean, I'm physically capable
Okay.
of showing you my license.
Can you?
I'm not going
Yeah,
to give
go
it
ahead
to you.
and show it to me. Go ahead.
Well, can I ask why?
Okay, go ahead and face that wall for me, please, and then go ahead and place your hands above your head. How about that? We'll do it my way.
There's no reason.
Go ahead and face the wall for
Why
me,
are you
please,
pulling
and place your
guns?
hands above your head. Because you're being very non-compliant. That's
Pulling
why.
tasers.
Face
I'm
the wall
trying to-
and put your hands
Okay,
above your
alright,
head.
police brutality. How about this? I'll show you my
Face
ID.
the wall
I'll show you
and
my
put
ID,
your
alright?
hands above your head. Now, I've already given you that opportunity. You failed to do that. Face the wall or I'm going to taser you.
Alright, sure.
Thank you. Go and lace your fingertips for me, please. Pretty pink handcuffs just for you. Now we're going to go the whole way to my car, and I'm going to waste your time like you tried to do me.
Alright. I was
At
hearing
this
the
time, you have the
word
right to remain silent.
first.
Anything you say or do can and will be used against you in the court of law. You do indeed have the right to an attorney, and if you, sir, can afford one will be appointed by the state if available. Do you understand your rights
Watch
as
out
I
on
them
that
to you
black
today?
Mustang.
No,
Or
I
that
don't.
black Dodge Charger.
I have
What's the 1020 of
What,
this?
sorry?
And what's the reason?
kind of
Bringing it to PD.
a wee bit deaf.
The
in my,
reason for
back.
stopping a
Okay, hold on one
Mr.
second.
Kevin Swanson was due to the fact that he was
Hello, can you hear me now?
Firearm in his back. He failed to
no.
identify.
Alright, what
so
I'll do
we're gonna
is
go
I'll
ahead and
get you a
restrain him and
card
take him
out of
to
a
PD.
desk, and then you'll be able to read it
He
yourself.
identified like at the last
Help
second
ya.
after we gave him like
Well, I do
multiple
have to collect
opportunities.
the other- I'm just saying it's a good thing. Like, obviously, I have double lives. Can I ask why there's another police officer here?
Because I was the one that reported
And
it on
can
the
we
dispatch.
like not continue to say OOC OOC OOC? That's really mingy. So let's not do that.
Well,
Thank you.
I mean, not necessarily.
Yes, it is. I don't want to hear it. Just stop, please.
I never consented to a search, nor did
You don't have
ask
to.
me.
You don't have to consent to a search. You're being arrested. I already read you your Miranda rights, and gave you a card with
Can
them
I
on
ask
them.
why I'm being arrested?
Yeah. Hold on one second. I will happily get every single charge for you, and then I will inform you. Okay? Just take a breath.
Every single charge?
Oh.
Well, the only charge that I should have is having a class.
Hey, what is Kevin being arrested for?
Apparently, I'm being arrested for having a class 2. I'm not
Class
sure
2 is the
exactly.
ticket.
Yeah.
Well, he had a gun on his back, and we asked him to show some license, and he failed to
Because
identify. We gave him multiple opportunities.
Green
Why?
zone. We were
Hey, I'm not the one that restrained him.
I
so
don't know what a
tell
green
me.
zone is,
And,
sadly.
how do you even know this man? He has a mask on, and I have not told you this subject's name.
Oh no, we've
So,
met
to
before.
the fact that
He
you're-
knows what
Yeah,
I'm
me
wearing.
and him have
So,
met
he
way
knows.
before.
We were college.
Alright, well, you're gonna be looking at failure to identify.
Failure to I did not
Yeah.
commit a crime.
You
For
did
that,
commit a
no, I
crime.
did
You,
not commit a
we,
crime.
upon request from a law enforcement officer, you are required to identify yourself, and you failed to do so.
If a valid reason is to be given,
I gave you a valid reason. I needed your firearm because it was seen on your back. And we need to verify, because you're in the middle of a main city, we needed to verify that you had a proper licensing, and you failed to identify yourself. Not my problem, it's yours.
well, it's still not an arrest, if you know that.
And you're also going to be looking at possession of a Class 2 firearm without a validated licensing.
That is also
This
under,
one should be 10.
if you didn't know that. Would you like me to ask for a superior officer?
Wait, what? Sorry? That's what? I'm
Or
sorry?
Supervisor? Can I get a supervisor here, if you can?
Why do you need a
No,
supervisor?
I'm not talking about the officer to your left. I'm requesting one. It's
For
not your
what?
business whether
What
or
is
not
the reason?
they're for for what
He is
reasons,
requesting
it's
one.
none of
He
your
was
business.
supposed to
I'm
give
requesting
It is
a
my
supervisor.
business.
If you
I
don't
need to
me
give
a
them a
supervisor-
reason whenever I request one,
If
or
you
they're
do
not going to
give me
come.
a supervisor, alright, I'd like to talk to a supervisor then. That is my reason.
Have to
Okay.
bring your supervisor. He has asked you.
I don't know. I wasn't talking to anybody behind the desk,
Connor
but thank
Jackson,
you.
the PD.
Microphone activated.
Advise any available supervisors. Can you come to the police department? We're gonna have an
Again,
individual
it is a ticket.
upset.
Not
It's a ticket. It's
for
in the
both
police
things.
handbook. For cracking
What's
the
happening?
case. You are the most dumbest
There's a
cop I've
ticket
ever
for both
seen.
things.
How much of
You
that he
don't
didn't read
arrest
the
a
handbook?
person.
He didn't even
I'm
read
not
the
saying he
handbook. I
didn't.
bet you.
I'm not saying he's doing his job wrong or anything. I'm just saying it's a ticket.
Microphone
No,
muted.
sir. Possession of a Class 2 firearm is 30 months, along with failure to identify.
It's a ticket.
No, it isn't.
Both are a ticket.
No, they
He wasn't
aren't.
being detained,
Yes,
so he had
they
no
are.
reason to
No, they're
identify
not.
himself.
Yeah, actually listen to him. I wasn't being detained at the time, so I didn't have to identify myself.
You were being detained.
Either
Whenever
way,
an
I'm
officer
requesting a
approaches you,
supervisor here.
I requested one. I can't. I'm sorry. I don't have teleportation powers.
I didn't know anyone did. I thought.
Oh,
this
okay.
was
Well, you know, obviously,
real life. I didn't know.
maybe I don't know what real life is.
Hello, sir. Sir, am I able to talk to you, please? I requested a supervisor here. They're failing to allow me access to a supervisor.
I'm not
10:23.
failing to access.
I
If
did
I was
follow the radio
if I was
already,
failing to
supervisor,
access you as
so
supervisor,
failing
then one
to
wouldn't be
giving,
here.
So that's bullshit.
It's none of your. Just send me a message. It's none of your business what the reason is. I
Okay,
have the right
well,
to-
that's awesome. I called for one, and they're here. Congratulations. I'm proud of you.
Alright, can I talk to them privately without an abuse?
And abusive? I'm not abusive. Go ahead, take them.
I'd like to talk to y'all with.
And make sure he comes back up here in handcuffs, because if he doesn't, that'll be an IA report. Try me.
Oh, my dog.
It's just like the salt is so real with this guy. Every single time I deal with him, he's just salty. Like whenever an officer approaches you and they ask for your identification, at that point you're technically being detained. Whenever you have an illegal firearm on your back, you are indeed being detained if an officer approaches you and asks for an identification. But because, you know, you would never believe that a captain of the police department would know that though. Why would he, right?
Exactly, dude. They just are apparently college buddies and he wants to get them out. I have that. Do you have that? Are you recording? Do you have a buddy cam?
Oh yeah, I have a body cam, of course I do. I want him not to
Okay.
come up here in handcuffs. I want him to. I'll open the IA case myself. Let's do it. It'll be my first one.
Dude, I will back you on that. I will back you on that.
Hey, who can I talk
No, it
to?
isn't a ticket. Obviously, he doesn't know the criminal code.
Hey,
What's going on, sir?
George, I was coming to see if I could bail out one of my friends.
What's the name?
It's Joe Griffin. I mean, not Joe Griffin, it's, Chris Griffin. He's my son.
Chris Griffin is a, no bail. I don't know if someone adverted it, but,
Yeah,
he's
I
no
did.
bail, so,
Along with
I
another
mean,
officer.
yeah. Alright, so unfortunately he cannot be bailed out.
Could we work with something here? 'Cause, you know, he's my son and everything.
Well, if there was a lawyer on, then we could have worked with something, but there's not, so unfortunately he's not going to be getting bailed out, and if you do happen to bail him out, you are going to be restrained, and also it'll become an admin sit.
So, can I just ask where they're getting?
I don't know.
How can I just ask where it's getting the fact that this is a ticket? Like, where does it say this at?
Let me check.
I would just love to know, because on the code of, criminal code. It doesn't have to be a. These guys are just so mental, like, it's horrible.
Yeah, okay, on the police handbook thing on the codes or some shit, and it's not a ticket.
Hey, I have another question, guys. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, what's going on, man?
My car outside, it broke down right outside. And
I can arrest him for that.
I don't know if could you come help, please?
That's what tow trucking service is for. We are not a tow trucking service. I can go ahead and get you a repair kit for your vehicle, but I am not at this time able to step out of this PD.
What about your assistant right there?
He's not allowed to step out of this PD either. We are being talked to by a superior, and if the superior goes ahead and unrestrains the subject, we are going to be making an IA report. So we're going to be needed here. I can no longer assist you. I will bring you a repair kit. That's as much as I can do.
Okay.
I'll be right back. I gotta go get a repair kit for this guy.
Justin likes to detain people in green zones. Like, I'm not gonna argue. Like, he literally.
They're getting video footage, so just go ahead and make an IA report.
They can get whatever they want. I don't give a shit. They can get their video footage, they can get whatever they
All the
want.
stuff that you can repair your vehicle with.
But he literally.
Click Alt E.
I can't pick that up.
You were. He can't pick it up because it's police.
That is how I pick it up, but I think you didn't drop and abandon it. I think you just said drop, not drop, abandon. It's over there at that stop sign.
Yeah. I mean, like, he's trying to say, like, they're trying to pull the whole green zone thing, but he literally ran into the green zone to, try to get away from roleplay. Like, you were literally in the middle of talking to him, and he just runs into the green zone. Like, fuck off, kid. I guess we can fight it all we want, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna win, so... No, we were in the middle of talking to him and then he ran in. It doesn't matter. So are you.
Go ahead and take a mental note of that Sam Simons who just adverted guns selling guns at a gun store. I got him earlier for selling class 2s, so I let him go on behalf of him not knowing, but we're gonna go ahead and we'll keep an eye on him, okay?
He in there?
I'm not listening to anything. What is he talking about?
I don't even hear anything, so...
No, he typed in chat. He said, Justin, stop typing. Last time I'm gonna tell him. He's gonna get me a strike. These guys are hilarious, mate. Like, he's a joke of a lieutenant. But yeah, they're sitting here responding to this Colin guy though. Adorable.
User left your channel.
This is a soundproof room. I'll warn you for fail RP if you keep listening in.
No one's listening in on your shitty conversation. Stop being triggered. You just want a reason to be a, you know, wonderful moderator. Like, we're literally having our own conversation up here. You guys are just triggered. Ugh.
How are we physically capable of listening when
Yeah.
we're all the way the fuck up here?
And then
We're
again,
all the way
right? They're
down there?
they're like sitting here talking back. That's what I love. Like they're sitting, they're like, it's so against the rules, this, that, and the other. But he's sitting here responding to us. Like what? And then Connor's typing to us. These guys are just a joke.
It's good to know you know my name. That's RP.
Yeah, whatever.
The second officer, not not the one that's listening or.
I don't give a shit. I don't.
Oh, aren't you cute? And he did not. One, he was walking into the hospital.
And unfortunately, it's not fail RP due to the fact that your buddy went downstairs to tell him that your name was the one that's able to back him on video footage due to the subject of him being reported. So if you're going to go sit there and say that you're failing RP, well, he's failing RPing,
Well, one,
think
I can't do
again.
that. And two, I have the video proof of him. Not even. He was walking into the hospital. And
We
he
were
said,
in
"Yo,
the
sir,
middle of talking to
and he
him.
walked right
We were
in there.
trying to roleplay and he was trying to avoid roleplay, which is also against the rules.
Yeah, no. He was sitting there saying, looking at your license plate, says, "Oh yeah, no, you need to turn
User
your lights
left
off,
your
turn
channel.
handbook, yada yada yada."
Yeah, we were actively speaking with one another. Which, if you didn't know, is considered roleplay, which is what you're supposed to do. You know?
Obviously.
And whenever a cop sees a gun, you know, obviously he's going to, especially in the main city, he's obviously going to deal with it. No, they're going to go sit up in Major Jason Flynn's office. Like, I don't care, mate.
Have him bring me too, because dude, I saw
Yeah.
him with a gun out.
Exactly.
It's not the first time. Like he's had a gun in his back like the entire time he's been in city.
Yeah, we have
But
all
the
the...
only time I reported it
I
was
mean,
when
we
he
were
was in front of
literally in the
hospital.
middle of speaking to him, which is a role play. So we went into the green zone, and the first thing he says is, "This is a green zone. You can't do anything."
You were moved.
So it's very
Justin.
clear. How can
Microphone
I assist
activated.
you?
What's
Where
going
did you
on here
move
with you threatening an IA case against these guys?
I mean, whenever I brought the individual inside of the police department, he was like, me and Connor are friends, this, that, and the other. So I just simply informed them that before they go down them
you
steps
get
and
moved?
try to release anybody, make sure you actually talk to me, because, you know, we have a strong problem in this police department where people don't like to talk to one another before they make decisions.
So just because we're friends and we're college buddies, that means that, you know, immediately he's gonna, you know, like release me and just say,
So,
oh
hold
yeah,
on,
I
let
don't
me
care
say
about
this.
you. Like,
Let me say this.
that
Let me
doesn't
say
sound
this.
right.
Hold on, Kevin. I've known multiple friends that I have actually arrested in real life for breaking the law. I'm not that type of person. Let somebody go just because they're my friend from college. I don't give a shit. You're my friend from college. I'll still bust your ass and put your ass in jail. I almost put David in jail for something, and he's my fucking cousin. So you don't be pulling that bush and saying, "Oh, just because he's my college and I'm gonna release him." No. If you cannot give me valid proof that he fucking broke a law, and he comes to talk to a higher
Well,
up,
considering you haven't
shit.
asked me one damn
Okay.
question and you're trying to scream at me,
because you're breaking fucking rules, bro.
You are listening
you're still
in through a soundproof
you're still screaming.
wall.
I don't understand why you're screaming.
Because you're
I'm
being
not
okay.
screaming.
Justin, you're being very passive aggressive, which is causing an issue within this whole situation
that's
because
just me.
you're being.
If you can't accept me for me, well, fucking well, deal with it.
All right, well,
Okay,
it's gonna
let me
be
get
dealt
this.
with.
Hold
I'll
up,
tell you that.
hold up. All of you guys stop for 1 second, okay? So what's going on, from what I'm
Okay.
hearing, is these guys
Do
are
you-
trying to interrogate someone, and you are interfering.
Interrogate?
Okay, Jason, can I tell you
Yeah.
No,
pretty
I'm
much
not,
the
I'm
state
not
of the whole
listening in on anything. Me and
Alright,
this guy were
so-
having a conversation upstairs, and they are so in belief that I'm listening. I'm simply responding to the
recorded
individual that is in
Can
the
Okay,
lobby that
Hold
is talking to them through the
Can you
floor,
enable,
which that isn't a problem, but it is a problem whenever I'm quote unquote listening. It's hilarious and absolutely adorable in my eyes.
Alright,
So,
yeah, Kevin, what's your
all
side?
right. So pretty much, I was showing, I believe, Jar Jar. I was showing him my license plate, and I was in my inventory getting water, and I accidentally pressed equip or use or whatever the button is on my weapon, and I put it away. And then so Jar Jar tells Justin that I had a class 2 on my back, you know. And bear in mind, we're directly in hospital parking lot, all right? So it's still a green zone. And so pretty much, they come over and I ask him why his lights are on. And he's like, "That's none of your business," or "Don't tell me what to do." And I was like, "Well, you need to follow your code book and all that, or handbook, sorry." So I just start walking in a hospital, and then he says like wait or like wait,
Hold on,
let me talk to you or
Let me
whatever.
stop you there. Sorry.
Yeah.
Let me stop you there. So, Justin, you told a captain, don't worry
that
about
is
it.
a
I
civilian.
was off duty.
Yeah, that is why.
I wasn't on duty at the time.
Oh, okay.
And I had a mask on, so he didn't know. I'm fine. I don't care. My point is, I walked into hospital and he tells me I need to identify myself, which legally, unless I'm being arrested, I don't have to identify myself. That is the law.
That isn't true.
So then he says, "I've given you multiple chances to identify yourself," and I end up showing him my ID, and then him and Jar Jar pulled tasers on me. Bear in mind, I'm not armed at all.
You're twisting the story.
No,
You didn't
that's-
show your identification until I pulled out the handcuffs and was putting you in handcuffs.
Jason, I got a question.
Actually, you had a taser on me. I pulled out my identification because you're asking for it, and I imagine that's
I
what
asked
you
like
wanted.
50 different
So,
times, and then
all
that's, as I pulled
May
out
I
my handcuffs
continue,
and
please?
began to handcuff you, that's when you
May I
pulled
continue, please?
Okay, just don't twist
Alright,
the
so
story.
as I was saying, and I wasn't twisting the story, but that's alright. So as I was saying, he cuffs me. Bear in mind, all this is inside of hospital, inside a green zone. There was no initiation at all. So that's ugly rules, but I don't care. It's whatever. It's his whatever. So he arrests me. He comes back and he's saying he's charging me for possession of Class 2 firearm. People
Hold
keep
on,
poking
Kevin.
me.
Kevin,
Yep.
hold up. Kevin, hold up. Justin, can I see a question?
Yep,
Where's the gun that he had?
it's in the evidence room where it
Oh,
belongs.
okay. Making sure.
So pretty much, you know, he arrested me for possession of a Class 2 firearm, apparently illegal. I was carrying it for my friend, which is why I had it.
It's still
He
illegal.
just gave it to me. I never said that it wasn't, Justin. He arrested me for that and failure to identify, which is obviously a false charge because.
Can I also say something? He's an off-duty LEO, so he doesn't need a federal firearms permit to carry a Class 2.
Yes, he does, because he has a double life, and it doesn't matter even if you are an on-duty LEO. I mean, sorry, if you are an LEO, that doesn't automatically give you a federal firearms permit.
Actually,
You
that
still
is
have,
not true.
you still have to apply
I don't-
for it on the
I
government
don't-
website.
I don't
What's his
have a
name?
double life.
Vladimir?
Excuse me, what?
Vladimir said that you can, that since you're off duty, you don't need to go through the, issue of
Okay,
getting a
well,
permit.
it should still
Yeah.
be documented on the paperwork, because that isn't my job to
that's
know
not
that
my
he
fault.
has one. Or if you're right, and that's why you're going to be arrested for it, because it isn't my fault either.
I'm not being arrested for it.
Yes, yes, you
You're
will, I
charging me
promise.
with false reasons.
It isn't false reasons. You have a
However,
possession
may
of a
I
Class 2
continue?
firearm,
May I continue,
and you failed to
please?
identify yourself on request.
Excuse me, may I continue? Alright, so as I was saying, so he says that he takes my weapon from me, and I asked for a supervisor, and he said, "Why do you need a supervisor?" And I was like, "That's none of your business." And I said, "Why?" And he said, "Why do you need your supervisor?" He just kept saying that, and apparently he called for one, or no, sorry, Jar Jar called for one, as he said. Also, you and him have the same badge number, I just realized, so y'all need to fix that. Yours is 7 Golf 18. Either way. So he calls for a supervisor. Mark and Connor are both there. And I guess he gets salty at Connor calling me by my name because we know each other.
Well, I didn't get, let's correct that. I didn't get salty. Jar Jar said something, but continue.
Whatever you said. So I asked to speak to them in private. And we go down there and we're talking, and like multiple times he just says something after we're talking. He's saying like, "Oh, that's not a ticket," after I said that's a ticket, or stuff like that. And then Connor multiple times, I think like 3 or 4 times, said, "Stop listening in," and he said, "I'm not listening in." And I mean, if he's not listening in, he wouldn't have said that, you know.
I mean, but he didn't say that. He
so-
typed it, so that's why I responded.
it's still in character, and you can't hear it.
You're right, and he
So-
wouldn't be able to hear me either. So how would he know if I'm listening in? Yeah, exactly.
Because
you guys are
you
double
are
standard.
breaking a rule.
That doesn't
and
mean
which
that
Yeah,
he can break a
because
rule
you're
too.
breaking a
So
fucking rule
so
while
if
you're on
somebody
duty.
so if somebody
So
already
you
on
wanna keep sitting there
so
just
if
harassing me
some
about shit that I tell you, then you can stop
harassing
right there.
you, I'm not harassing you. How am I harassing you?
Alright, so as I was saying, so he continuously does that, and now he's complaining about them apparently going to release me or something like that. And he's threatening to make an IA case towards them, things like that. I mean, you know, it's your decision on what to do, but that's what happened, so. That's it.
Okay. All right. So this honestly seems more like a.
I just told something. That's another
Right.
thing, Justin. Hold on, Jason. Give me a second. I got another thing that I want to bring up
Okay.
here. Why are you driving an Audi S4 within the SOPs?
Give me a
it
second. Hold on.
says-
Give me a second.
okay.
I gotta go AFK for 1 second. Okay.
That is actually true. He was driving an Audi S4 or S5 or whatever it was.
Thank you.
I don't know.
It's an S4.
Let's check.
And
Yeah, it is.
it clearly states.
No, it clearly states on the SOPs. ODS versus Corporals plus in CID, so you have to be in CID to drive the S4. So I'm gonna ask you politely, go change that out for a different car.
Okay.
All right.
I
all right,
apologize
so hold
that
on,
I'm a human
hold
and
on.
I make a mistake. I do
Yo.
apologize.
Yep, you're good. Thank you.
Okay. So Okay, give me 1 second. Okay. I'm gonna quickly do something. It's gonna take like 5 seconds. Okay.
Audi S4 Corporals plus Insanity. Yep, you're right about that.
Alright, so, let me get this straight, okay? So, you approached him from, like, when he was in the green zone, or when he
Yes,
was
we were in the
basically
green
what
zone the whole
happened
time.
was we were inside of hospital parking. His firearm was equipped. I mean, at which point you just committed a crime. Yeah, I mean, well,
For
not,
a
nec-
second,
not necessarily a
right?
crime. Sorry, it wasn't a crime at the time. Basically, all I asked him to do was, I mean, he did end up walking into the green zone, but we were obviously already in the
We were
middle.
already in the green
We
zone.
were talking and having a conversation, as in, you know, role playing, which is on the server. You know, this isn't RULE play, it's ROLE play for a reason. Whereas you're supposed to role play. And the first thing that he said whenever we got into said green zone was, you can't do this is a green zone. So he clearly walked into the hospital with the intent to get out of this situation.
We were already in a green zone.
So I continued to ask him for its identification, at which point he said, oh no, why do you want it? I said, because I need to verify that you have a actual permit for the firearm that you are carrying, because you are in main city and it is starting to, you know, make people wonder and whatnot.
Okay,
At
class
which
two,
point,
hold on. So for class 2, what permit do you need again? It was,
federal firearms.
Yeah, you need a federal.
Okay, I'm gonna check with somebody to see if that is also good for you to carry with PD. As off duty.
again, keep in mind he quote unquote has a double life, so it doesn't matter
Oh look, alright,
about his
so,
police
no.
department rank.
Okay.
Do you see
Okay.
a double life tag?
You
I do
said
not
that
have a
in
double
game.
life. I don't have a double life.
You said that in game.
I said I don't have a double
No,
life.
you said
which is
luckily
why
I
wanted
have
to
a
call
double life.
supervisor. Either way, green zones, spawn, firehouse, bank, all that kind of stuff. Car dealership and garage, hospital, in
Again,
parentheses, includes
this
parking
is
lot.
role play, not RULE play. It doesn't
That
matter.
doesn't
You still
matter.
committed a crime. That's what you're not understanding.
are in-
Stop wanting.
You understand what a green zone is.
Stop wanting to face the facts
Okay,
of
guys,
you.
chill for 1 second.
Okay, it was a green zone.
Chill
Uh,
for
can-
1 second. Chill for 1 second. I'm gonna get Vladimir over here. He's the guy that told me that you can carry it. Okay. Give me a
Alright,
second.
can I say something real quick?
User
So
left your channel. Microphone
right
muted.
under that, right, it
Microphone
says
activated.
in the green zone. Let's see. Let's go back down here. green zone laws, or green zones rather. You are not allowed to rob, kidnap, shoot, steal, arrest, or kill in a green zone.
But it was role play.
User joined
That's
your
what
channel.
you're so defensive on the fact that it was a green zone because of the simple fact that you went in there as a shield. You're using the green zone as a shield, which is considered
wasn't
fair
u- I
role
was
play.
already
You
in
pulled your weapon,
there.
at which point it made an officer suspicious.
User left
If
your
you pulled your weapon
I
in
didn't
real life
pull a
in a
weapon.
hospital, number one, you would immediately be
It
identified.
was on my back.
Exactly, but you still have it. That's what you're not
And
understanding.
I put it away not even a second more.
You still had it.
I never said I didn't have it. I'm saying I was
You're
in a green
you're
zone
literally
the whole time.
shielding off of the green zone. That's what you're doing.
Because
we
I
were
was
having
already in
we
the
were
green zone.
having a conversation. We were role playing. At which point a firearm appeared on your back. At which point, as a law enforcement officer, it is my duty to make sure you have the corrected permits so that you can carry said firearm. At which point, you did not feel as if you wanted to identify yourself. As soon
Because
as
I
I
didn't
pulled my
need to.
taser, I continued to ask you, continue to ask you. The second I put on my handcuffs and started handcuffing you is the second that you decided you were going to pull your identification card, at which point it was just way too late. Whenever you are being pulled over by a
That's
law
not my
enforcement
fault.
officer, you aren't in handcuffs, but you're still detained.
You didn't
Whenever
pull
you
me
are
over.
exactly, that's my point. You didn't listen. You're not listening. Whenever you are
That's
pulled
not my
over by a
fault.
law enforcement officer, you aren't detained directly in handcuffs, just as if you are approached by
I
a law
wasn't
enforcement
being arrested,
officer,
so I
you
didn't have
aren't
to show you
quote
my ID.
unquote detained, but you are still detained. It is a matter of you. Just because you don't have handcuffs on your hands, that doesn't mean you're not being detained. It
I
just
never
simply
said
means that
that.
you don't have
User joined
handcuffs
your
on.
channel.
Alright guys, cut it out for a second. So
Thank
I was
you.
talking to Willie. He said to let go the class 2 thing, but however you should be only carrying a class 1 off duty. But he's a judge and he told me to let it go for now since
It won't be a
wasn't-
matter of letting it go. That's considered corruption.
Okay, if you wanna talk to somebody, you talk to the judge down there because he's the one
Okay.
that told me to.
All right, that isn't our job. Our job is to check the licensing and permits to make sure that they have one, and if they have one, then dope, awesome. But it isn't
Right.
our job to document that. So whenever it isn't being documented, that isn't our problem. So he's still gonna be arrested for his class 2, and if it wants to be fought, then we can fight it.
Well,
Okay,
I'd
you
like
can
to speak
you
with
can
the
go ahead
judge
and do
if that's
that, but
possible.
You can
there's
speak to
still-
whomever you
what
want.
else? What are the other things?
Failure to identify, which I had
Okay.
all rights to not identify myself.
You didn't
Okay.
have all
So-
rights to not identify yourself. You had a
Yes, I
class 2
did. I
firearm
was
on your
not
hand.
being.
You had
I
a
was
class.
not being arrested.
You
and
were
for that
being
reason,
detained.
you did not say I'm being detained.
It does
For
not
that
matter. I do not
reason,
have to
yes.
classify that you are being detained. No, I do not. Whenever you are
Well, then how? well, then
whenever
how-
okay,
excuse
again,
me, how would
again
you
and
expect
again,
me to know
again
that I
and
was
again-
being detained had you not said
again and
or
again, I will
prepped me?
say, whenever an officer performs a traffic stop on you, they do
You
not
didn't
walk
perform
up
a
to your
traffic
vehicle.
stop.
Okay, because you're not listening. Listen. Whenever an officer performs a traffic stop on you, they do not walk up to your window and say, "You are being detained. Do you have your license, registration, proof of insurance?" No, they do not. Whenever an officer approaches you, they do not have to say, "You are being detained." I don't have to say that. I do
I
not
never
whatsoever
said that.
have to say that. I approached you asking for your license because you had an illegal firearm, or at least that's what it looks like from a law enforcement officer point of view. At which point I asked you, "Can I please have your identification?" At which point you said no. You said no. You said no. No. At which point I pulled my taser. I asked you, "Please place your hands above your head and face the wall so I can get the identification by myself." At which point you continue to say no.
No,
The second,
actually,
All right,
then-
all right. Let's move on from there.
then
okay.
you-
What about the whole interrogation thing? What's going on there?
So pretty much, so I asked for a supervisor. He at first refused, but he gave me one. And then
I didn't refuse,
they
I
brought
asked
me.
for a
They
reason.
brought
There's
me
a big
down there.
difference.
Hold on,
and-
I'll get back
excuse
to you,
me, I'm
Justin.
trying to talk. So then, and we have multiple witnesses. And we were down there and we were talking, and he continued to respond, not directly to us, but he was responding about what we were saying, while we were talking in a soundproof room, one of the interrogation rooms, and he was responding to that. And even whenever we said don't respond, then he continued to respond even after that. And we have the right to respond because he did break a rule.
You don't
doing
have the
so.
right to respond.
Well, then you don't either.
You're right, and if you would like to give me a warning for that, please make sure that you give each and every person that responded a warning as well, meaning Mark Bryant, Kevin Swanson, and Connor Jackson. Thank you.
I'm not giving warnings out right now. I'm just trying to work this.
No,
out.
I'm not talking about a warning as in the
heavily-
police department. I'm talking about a warning as in staff. If they would like to
Okay.
warn me for it, please do. I don't mind, whatever. But make sure you warn Mark Bryant and Connor Jackson as well.
Yeah. You guys are like heavily beefing each other right now. So what I'm gonna do is, I want you guys, stay away from each other. Let CID do their interrogation. Just like stop beefing each other. That's all I ask.
I mean, it's not a matter of a beef. He's just upset because he's being arrested for the crimes that he committed. That isn't my problem.
I'm not upset about it. I'm upset.
You are upset.
I'm not upset about being arrested. I'm upset about you abusing your power.
I'm not. How am I? Wait.
So,
Here we go.
Jason,
We're gonna start with this again. Explain to me how I'm abusing my power. Go ahead.
Right. Jason, can I talk to you privately, please?
How am I abusing my power?
Jason.
Okay. Add talk power.
I'm defending myself in the situation, and that's a minge.
Your channel was edited.
Can't wait to send this. Like this guy's literally just a joke. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He's literally a joke.
All right.
All right.
So, or pretty much. Let's see. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So I just wanted to clarify that if me, Connor, and Mark are all correct. Possession of a Class 2 firearm is a ticket, which in real life it is, obviously. And he's claiming it isn't. We've already checked. It's according to Connor, it is.
I'm gonna check out the criminal code right now. Actually, for those of you guys who don't know where that is in the description of the radio channel. I'm gonna check it out right now.
All right.
No,
So-
it is there.
Yeah, and again, did what's his name? Did Willie not clarify that or just to avoid this the Class 2 situation? Because if so, it's his decision to avoid it if need be. Actually, I'm gonna let's go see.
Okay, so yeah, you can be arrested for Class 2.
Okay, give me 1 second. I'm gonna go ask Willie.
User left your channel.
Like these guys literally give me Down
User
syndrome.
joined your channel.
Like
So I just went and talked to Willie, and I asked him if it's a ticket or an arrest, and he said it's fine. You can just pay a ticket, and you can go ask him if you'd like. But he said that, so he said that I should just pay a ticket. So I'm sorry.
Okay, so hold on 1 second.
You're not paying a ticket. It's not his decision.
All right, let's give Justin a chance to talk now because he seems to really want to talk
Power
to us.
granted.
It does. Do you not understand that it's not his decision? The criminal code says that you get put in prison for 30 months. That's what you're getting. Like it's not a matter of what Willie wants. I don't give a shit what he wants. He doesn't tell us how to do our jobs. No, I don't. It doesn't matter if he's a chief justice.
Yeah,
it clearly states on the criminal code that is set in place by law that is what you get. So that's what you're getting.
Let's ask Jason. Is it Willie's decision, Justin or Jason?
Okay, what was that? Sorry.
Okay, so Willie said that I should just pay a ticket instead of going to jail because there were people that didn't know about the charge or that it would be an arrest.
That's your fault. Like you're a captain, you should know that.
You guys, Kevin, pull him in here, cause I don't know how this part works right here, cause I never really was informed.
Like, why does a captain of PD not even know the own criminal code? Like this doesn't even make sense.
Yo, Willie, we need your help over here.
What?
Are you telling these people that a possession of a Class 2 is a ticket?
I never said that.
Are you telling?
Okay, just.
I'm listening.
Police officers, I'm announcing this. I've told how many people already for me, I allow police officers, as long as if they are not probationary, to carry a weapon on them, but I did not say it was a class 1 or 2, and now I have just specified that it has to be a class 1.
Okay.
Before
So
I
whenever
did
he
not
gets
specify whether it
arrested,
was
he
class
can
1
sue
or
the
2.
Department of Justice for falsifying information.
No, that
sounds wonderful.
I never specified whether a class.
It doesn't
Justin.
matter. A class 2 is a class 2 unless it is
Power
documented.
revoked.
Oh, okay. Buddy. You're a joke. He's getting arrested. These guys are just hilarious, man. Yeah, come on. I'll just do the rest.
Are you going to cool down?
I just can't take
Alright,
the level
he's
of
trying to
Down
enter the
syndrome.
room now to...
No, I have
cover
already
me.
moved. Okay.
Arrest me. No,
Justin.
he's trying to enter this interrogation room.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm not
Justin,
gonna
I've
fucking
never
argue.
I never specified whether police officers could carry a class 1 or 2. Yeah, okay. So it's not false information. But now I have specified. Okay? Oh yeah, you need to.
Talk power granted.
So you're just letting him go?
He's getting a ticket.
Oh my fucking gosh, you guys are
Because-
legit fucking stupid. Like, do you not
Justin,
understand?
Do not disrespect people,
I just did. Anyway.
Talk power revoked.
Okay.
No, if
Alright,
you're going
not
to
gonna
just
talk
be
if
able
you're gonna
just
disrespect
bitch all day, I'm just going to keep you with that. Alright.
Alright, have a good day.
Yeah,
Be mad all you want.
That, like, legitimately, I can walk out of the thing. So, yeah.
Alright,
fix your
well,
jail cell.
Justin, if you continue to disrespect, you're not gonna be able to speak in
Okay.
30 minutes.
You realize, Justin, right now you are being unprofessional, which is going against your standard operating procedures, so have fun. And your little IAs in here, I'm pretty sure, Kevin, you're IA, right?
No, I'm patrol. But
That's the other
patrol
Kevin.
captain.
No, that's the other person. How bad?
This is
That's
Nick.
Right?
Yeah, Nick Swanson.
Jesus, you guys get me so confused. Alright, so Justin, if you really wanted to complain and start getting hot-headed, you can go talk to your IA, okay, and you can see what's going to happen.